Imagine you just got a job offer for $75,000 a year. Your first reaction is probably relief, maybe even excitement. That number sounds big. It sounds like made-it money. It sounds like the kind of salary that ends the stress of checking your bank account before buying toffee. So you accept the offer. You picture the apartment you'll rent, the vacations you'll finally take, the savings account that will quietly grow in the background while you live a comfortable life. Fast forward 1 year. You're making exactly what you dreamed of. And yet, somehow, you're still stressed about money. You're still checking your balance before ordering food. You still feel like you're one unexpected bill away from panic. What happened? This is the strange trap millions of people fall into every single year, and almost nobody talks about it clearly. Today, we're going to break down why $75,000 a year, a number that sounds like success, can actually leave you feeling broke, and more importantly, what that tells us about how money really works.
Here's the common belief almost everyone carries around without questioning it. A bigger salary equals a better life. More income equals less stress. If the number on your paycheck goes up, your problems should go down. It feels logical, it feels obvious, and it is completely incomplete. The truth is, your salary is not what determines whether you feel rich or poor. What determines that feeling is the gap between what you earn and what you spend, combined with what that money actually buys you in the place you live. Think of it this way. Imagine two people, both earning exactly $75,000 a year. One lives in a small town where rent is $700 a month. The other lives in a major city where a decent one-bedroom apartment costs $2,500 a month. Same income, same tax bracket, same number on paper, but their financial reality is almost nothing alike. The person in the small town might be saving $1,500 a month. The person in the big city might be barely breaking even, or worse, slowly sliding into credit card debt just to keep up with rent, groceries, insurance, and gas. This is the first hidden truth. Income is not wealth. Income is just potential. What you do with it and where that money actually stretches to determines whether $75,000 feels like abundance or feels like survival.
Let's break this down step by step, the way it actually plays out in real life. Say you earn $75,000 a year. That sounds like a lot until you remember taxes take a bite first. Depending on where you live, you might only take home somewhere around $55,000 to $60,000 after taxes. That's already a meaningful chunk gone before you've spent a single dollar on anything you actually wanted. Now divide that by 12 months. You're looking at roughly $4,500 to $5,000 a month in your pocket. Rent or a mortgage payment alone can eat $1,500 to $2,500 of that, depending on your city. Add utilities, phone bill, internet, and car payment, and you've likely used up half your income before you've bought a single meal. Then comes groceries, gas, insurance, subscriptions you forgot you signed up for, and the occasional emergency, a flat tire, a dentist visit, a broken phone screen. By the time all of that is accounted for, many people earning $75,000 a year are left with just a few $100s of breathing room, sometimes none at all. This is why so many people making what sounds like a solid salary still feel like they're one paycheck away from disaster, because functionally, they are. Here's where psychology comes into play, and this is the part most people never stop to think about. Humans have a strange habit called lifestyle creep. It means that as our income rises, our spending quietly rises right along with it, almost without us noticing. When you were earning $40,000, a $75,000 salary felt like it would solve everything. But the moment you actually reach $75,000, your brain recalibrates. Suddenly, the apartment you would have been thrilled with a year ago feels too small. The car that used to feel fine now feels outdated. Dinners out that used to be a rare treat become a weekly habit because, hey, you can afford it now.
This isn't a character flaw. It's how the human brain is wired. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, the tendency for people to quickly return to a stable baseline of satisfaction no matter how much their circumstances improve. You get a raise, you feel great for a few weeks, and then that new income level becomes your new normal. The excitement fades, but the new spending habits stick around.
This is exactly why so many high earners still feel broke. It's not that $75,000 is a small amount of money. It's that their spending expanded to match it, sometimes even outpacing it, before they had the chance to build any real financial cushion. Think of your income like water being poured into a bucket. If the bucket has no bottom, it doesn't matter how much water you pour in, it will never fill up. For a lot of people, their spending habits act exactly like a bucket with no bottom. The money flows in, and it flows right back out just as fast, no matter how much more comes in over time.
Here is the idea that changes everything once you truly understand it. Being rich isn't about how much you earn. It's about the relationship between what you earn and what you keep. Two people can both make $75,000 a year. One feels financially secure because they've built the habit of saving a portion of every paycheck before spending on anything else. The other feels perpetually behind because their spending rises the instant their income does, leaving no gap between the two. The gap is where wealth actually lives, not the income. The space between what comes in and what goes out. This is why you'll sometimes hear stories about people earning six figures who are drowning in debt, and other stories about people earning $45,000 a year who have thousands of dollars saved and invested. It sounds contradictory until you understand that income determines your ceiling, but habits determine whether you ever get anywhere near it.
There's another layer to this too. Money doesn't just disappear into rent and groceries. It quietly disappears into small decisions that feel harmless in the moment. A subscription here, a food delivery order there, a treat yourself purchase because you had a rough week. None of these decisions feel significant on their own. But money doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about math. $5 spent without thought, repeated daily, becomes over $1,800 a year. That's not a guess. That's simple multiplication most people never bother to do. This is why awareness matters so much more than income. You can earn $75,000, $150,000, or $300,000. But if you never build the habit of noticing where your money goes, the number on your paycheck will keep rising while your bank account stays flat.
So what does this mean for you, practically speaking? First, stop measuring your financial health by your salary alone. Start measuring it by your savings rate, the percentage of your income you actually keep and grow, not spend. Someone earning $50,000 who saves 20% is building more long-term wealth than someone earning $90,000 who saves nothing. Second, be aware of lifestyle creep the moment it happens. When you get a raise or a new job with better pay, resist the urge to immediately upgrade every part of your life at once. Let your income grow faster than your spending, even if just by a little. That small gap over years becomes the foundation of real financial freedom. Third, understand that where you live changes what your income actually means. $75,000 in a low-cost city can feel like abundance. The same $75,000 in an expensive city can feel like barely getting by. Neither situation is a personal failure. It's simply math based on cost of living, and it's worth factoring into decisions about where you choose to build your life. Finally, track your money, even loosely. You don't need a complicated spreadsheet or an intense budgeting system. Just knowing roughly where your money goes each month is often enough to spot the leaks before they drain you dry. Awareness alone changes behavior, because it's very hard to ignore a pattern once you can actually see it.
Here's the truth that most people never fully accept until much later in life. A high salary can make life easier, but it cannot make you wealthy on its own. Wealth isn't created by how much money passes through your hands. It's created by how much you choose to keep, protect, and grow over time. $75,000 a year isn't poverty, and it isn't automatic freedom either. It's simply a number, and numbers don't build financial security. Habits do. So the next time you look at a salary and think that number alone will fix everything, remember this. It's never really about how much you make. It's about the space you create between what you earn and what you spend. That space, small as it might seem today, is where real wealth quietly begins to grow.
If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Ton Invests for more videos about money, freedom, and building real wealth in a world designed to keep people financially distracted.